Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
I think you have requested for this pass to pass and Windows or Mac login for Okta and also the Update Users API. That we'll try to discuss now. These are the things that we need to talk. The first thing I'll start with is Update User API. How to update a user account from API. The Postman API that we'll see. Let's open this Postman. And you are going to talk or you are going to update an attribute for users. For one user you are going to update. Let's open the user attribute. And you can select any of this thing. Any of these user operations, which means you are going to do some changes for an user account. That's it. And make sure you are having a method called post here. Not any other method. If, for example, if you open this get user, you will get a get method. Likewise, you have to make sure that you are making a post call from this postman. Make sure you are doing that. And you open this and this is the account or ID that we are going to change. Keep that ID updated here. And in the body you can see some content. Remove the content just like that. Can paste this thing. I'll share you this content. I'll tell you how to create this also. This is the content that you need to feed. Likewise, for example, here you can see it is updated for department first name and last name. Likewise, what you can do is you can add as many attributes as you want. For example, let's say what attribute you want to add. Let's open this account and let's try to add this account. Let's say for this account I want to update a title. What I need to do is open this user profile and you can see the bottom name. This is display name actually. If you see, this is display name of the attribute and this is the directory name of that attribute. Better copy this directory name of that attribute. Go. Just replicate what it is available in the top. Right. Same. Title should be a senior. Something like that. Here you can see, likewise, if you want another attribute, let's say you want to add this secondary email. Copy this attribute name into here. Replicate the same as what is there in the above. You can able to understand this, right? This is how you will do. And you want to update for this user. Let's copy this user ID and paste it there. The status is 200. Now let's go and refresh this user. Here you can see it got converted. The first time got converted to John Smith and you can see the price. The title is senior and the secondary email is the one which we have updated. Likewise, whatever the user attribute that you want, you can go ahead and copy this attribute value. And in this content that you can say, maybe I can share you this content. Let's say, if you want to remove this credentials part, no issues, you can directly go ahead and remove like this. That's it. But I'll share you along with this. You can make use of it. The only thing is you have to make sure that the method is post. Make sure whatever the post that is available, method available, and next to that, whatever the uses that you have, you can directly update that user ID here and change the body that you want, and don't save this. For example, this is used for setting the credentials. Set password, but we worked on updating the first name, last name, and also if you click save, automatically this method or this task will be converted to this task. Don't save this directly. Go ahead and close it. That the next time, if you want to set the password again, you will get the default one, the predefined one. Using this, we can change the first name and last name. The attributes, it is available. You can change it like this. But another thing, you cannot change AD user accounts. Just keep that in mind. Because those are AD master accounts. You cannot. Even you cannot change it in the console, right? The admin console is same thing. You cannot do it from this API also for those accounts. Any questions on this before we move further? Pick that desktop details. Okta can able to pull that information. Okta can able to get the user ID and password that you have for entering your PC or entering your desktop systems. With the help of that information, Okta can able to get the token that is already stored in your desktop system. Whenever you logs into desktop, then how can we log in? In Okta? No. In the system? No, in the system. Like normally, you will you will be entering the user ID and your credentials, right? Normal system login. If you I don't know whether you work down Windows system. In the Windows system, you will be asked for a password all the time. In top of that, your name will be there. Your ID will be there. You need to just enter the password and click enter. After log into the system, you're telling about to Okta login. After that, once you click the Okta URL, automatically Okta can able to get the system token because you have entered the user ID to log in user ID and password to log into a system, right? That information will be captured by Okta and Okta will allow you to log in without again asking the user ID and password. Oh, not even requiring the username. Sorry. Come again. That means to Okta login, it's not only for the password, not even a required username. That means don't need. After we log into our company, Okta, some company name .okta.coms, and it will be automatically login. Yes, exactly. That is the purpose of this desktop SSO Go. Not even require the username also. No, not even required for the username itself. That means the backend, the device trust, or like how it will be like configured. Token will be accessed by Okta. Okta can able to get the token in the token. It will have the information, user ID and credential information from that. Okay, got that credential and user ID information automatically. And it would push that information to Okta to validate it. Once it is validated, authentication authorization happens in the backend and you will be getting the log of the screen automatically without entering the user ID and credentials. That's how it will work normally. And the authentication will see. You know how it will be done. If I want to log into the different mission, maybe it's not in my because some reason I just my system is like not starting. I'm just using for the temporary another laptop. In that case, how it will work? No, it will not work. You have to enter the user ID and password. Normally, how you are doing right now in your screen. That will be particularly used for the system which is connected to your domain. If you take your personal system or personal PC that will not be connected to your domain, right? That's an individual system, standalone system, which is connected to your domain. Your own Wi-Fi, your personal Wi-Fi or your mobile hotspot, whatever it is, that will not come under the domain of that your organization. If you log into your system automatically, it will. Let me show you in this way. If you take this, you can see sign into EP. EP is nothing but a domain here. This system has been already connected to this EP domain. In this EP domain, you are going to log in as an user. If you log into your personal system, you will not get this sign into EP or sign into some domain name. It will be just like your user ID and your password. That's it. It will not be connected to any domain. For example, if it is connected to a domain, your domain information and your account information has been stored in this domain, EP domain. That's how whenever you log into the system will go and check your user ID and password in this domain. That's what happened in the backend. Once you log in, automatically you will be logging into the Windows screen. In that Windows screen, whatever the user ID and password you have entered here, that will be stored as a Kerberos token in your Windows system automatically. What after will do is, after will pick up that Kerberos token and it will, get the Kerberos token information to allow you to log in automatically without asking you the password and user ID again. You got it? That means it's only the domain control systems after they log in. They can able to Okta and Okta related applications. Without username and password, they can able to using that either Okta Authenticator or verify using that. They can able to log in. Correct. That's the flow. But we have to make sure that this device is properly connected with our domain. If it is not connected with our domain, then you cannot perform that desktop SSO. Only the reason is that the desktop SSO Kerberos token will be stored under the domain only in your system. Whenever Okta is accessing that Kerberos token, automatically it will go and check that domain first. It will authenticate automatically. It will authorize automatically. OKL will do all these things in the backend. And then it will allow you to log, allow you to view the Okta screen, Okta type basically. It means it's giving the two options. One in sign in with Okta pass or email. If it checks like sign in with Okta FastPass, that means we no need to enter username and password. We can directly log into that, right? After we choose the option of this one, then it is asking for authenticated code. No, I'll tell you. I think there is a mismatch in the understanding. Okta FastPass, right? Okta FastPass is nothing but an additional layer as same as like MFA. For example, in MFA, we have given password as a factor. Instead of making password as a factor, we will be giving FastPass as a factor. In that way, password will be eradicated. That is one method. This is completely different. If you don't have FastPass in your organization, you can use this desktop SSO to log into your Okta automatically without any entering the user ID and password. That means it's like, but we'll get a confirmation to our mobile, right? Are you trying to sign in? That is, even if you enable this desktop or the Kerberos token, those things. Once you sign into Okta, automatically it will ask you for MFA if you configured it. MFA is completely different. That is the option. Correct? We can configure that MFA or even if we don't want also. You can, block that MFA also. That is possible. We can, get a push notification or enter a code or use my password. The same like the other option is you Okta password. Fast. That means it's like not even asking any code also, right? Correct? Correct. Once we choose the option of Okta Pass first, that is to directly log into our applications or Okta, whatever that is. Now it is clear, right? Like what is the difference between this FastPass and DSSO? See, DSSO will be an additional layer of option that you can use it for your organization. FastPass is nothing but an additional security layer, which means you are not asking. It's like an MFA layer. You can take it as an MFA layer. It's like you are using as an MFA, additional MFA for FastPass. That's it. But the advantage of the FastPass, what I understand is users are not able to enter the username, password and authenticate codes like every time when they are logging to Okta, and through that, if they wanted to again connect to VPN, every time it will be asking that username and password. Wherever we are using Okta, it's like, we can escape of like multiple logins, multiple times. Enter the details like it will be if you choose that option Okta Pass. It will be directly log into that. Correct. That means how it will be like security means because those credentials are saved in the some different. And I'll tell you this FastPass is some advanced one. And this is also not more secure. If you work for some banking project at all, they will not use this FastPass, but they will use this desktop DSSO because the desktop SO will be consumed inside your domain. But this fast pass that will be requiring some external device or some additional components that will be installed in your system to make that fast pass work. But this desktop SO, you are just consuming the data that is available inside your domain itself. Always the companies, like some banking projects and some sensitive information managing companies, they will always ignore this fast pass. It's just like an user-friendly one. FastPass is just an user-friendly additional option that will be given to you, but it's not like more secure one. This identity governance, that means we already know, it's like that's the main intention is to reduce the work, the manual work for user onboardings and accounts creations, deletions, and the roles change, the application access change. For the reducing the manual work, we are doing automation way. That's it, right? I mean, it's not a complete automation. Actually, it's on a periodic manner. We are manually doing the workflows for that. Come again with your question. Working the workflows, right? Whatever we are doing this roles change and applications access change, entity, access, revoke, all these things using with our workflow. Right. Backend, we need to do workflows for each and everything. We cannot say that it will be using only workflow. There are multiple ways. Even you can use workflow. That is one option among them. But in the back end, in identity governance, what it will happen is basically you have to manually or you have to color the details. For example, let's say you are going to run a certification or you are going to validate the governance for one application. What you will do is you will connect with Okta first, because in Okta only you know how many users have access to that particular application. You will get that information first to the identity governance tool. Once you got that information, what you will do is you will decide some approvers for that or reviewers for that roles. For the certification, this entire process, we'll call it a certifications basically. You need to identify the owner for the certification or you need to identify the reviewers for the certification. Once you got that information from Okta and you decide the reviewers, you need to run a task from this identity governance tool. What the task will do is the task will be generated and it will be assigned to the reviewers, whoever you have mentioned as reviewers, right? They will be notified that there is a certification running and you have these many reviews that you want to do. What they will do is they will log into this Okta console, identity governance console, and they will validate the user ID and what level of access he have. And next, one user ID, what level of access he have. Third, one user ID, what level of access he have. The reviewer have to manually review all these steps and he have to approve it. If it is approved, then we say is that the user is eligible to have that access. If he reject that, then it will be like the user doesn't have a proper eligibility to have that access. Let's remove it. What identity governance will do is automatically it will get in touch with the Okta to remove that particular user from that application. These things you can do from a workflow or you can do it manually. I said right, you get the information from our application. How many users are there? Who will be the reviewer? This information you can manually feed or you can do it with the help of workflow. Any other questions on this governance part? See the governance. I'll tell you, I don't have an experience in governance actually in the software tool. I'm saying I just got some basic introduction video. And from that only I understand few things. But I worked on another identity governance tools. For example, SailPoint. SailPoint is also an identity governance tool. And there is a tool called CA Governance Minder. That is also another identity governance tool. I have worked on these two tools. From that, I'm just relating how Okta will work in technically, and I'm just saying it. It's not like that. I have completely worked on it. Just I'm saying in a disclaimer status. I think it's an advanced one. I think it got published by this month. I think August, second week or third week, only it got published. That's a new product actually. Mostly, what is the main benefit for this automation, or is the automation is one thing? And for the license revocation, if sometimes we are doing manually, sometimes we forgot. That license, saving the cost of saving of the license, that is the main. No. Advantage for that, license is not a big issue actually. The main thing is compliance. For example, if the user is an ideal user and he left the organization, let's say for 30 years back itself, Active Directory team or identity management team forgot to disable that ID. Then we have to make sure as an Okta team member or as an Okta application managing team member, you have to make sure you are not even allowing a single loophole. If the user who left the organization 60 days before, and if we allow that user to stay in an active status in Okta, then the question will be raised to us. Because we are the one who grants access to all the applications in your organization from Okta. Only he can able to access all the applications in all the remaining applications in the organization. If we gave some loophole, the complaints team or the auditing team will always ask us only. It's not about the Active Directory team or it's not about the identity manager team because they are not taking care of authorization and authentication. Okta team is the one who is taking care of authentication authorization for different set of applications. They will always ask you. Even if you are not responsible at you, they will be always asking you. For the better thing, I want to say you want to make sure it is not happening for sure. In that way, this automation has been introduced. In this automation, what you are doing, anything comes up, even the account is there. In active state in Active Directory or identity management system, let it be. I'm just disabling that account. If the user account doesn't blocks into Okta for more than 60 days or 50 days or 30 days, whatever the days it is, I'm just blocking it. In that way, if another kind of auditing comes in and we can explicitly say that, see what we have deleted this or we have suspended this count 50 days itself before itself. You can see the logs. We can give that to them. They will consider that. Because the account has been blocked and the user cannot. The user might not be like there is no option for the user to access all the applications integrated with Okta. They will come to the conclusion and they will leave us. There will be no blame on our side. See this auditing, and all right if you're working in some for example some sensitive kind of applications or some sensitive kind of organization, this auditing is very much stick. If you have that experience, then I think you are very much aware of it. To avoid all those things, Okta have bring these many things. They will keep on introducing stuffs also. Got. Thank you. We're gonna get into this. Thank you. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.